let's take a look back at a really crucial year for one of the world's most fascinating countries, India in 2025. It was a year where everything seemed to be happening at once. Massive construction, huge digital leaps, and some really complex challenges. So let's dive right in.
If you had to pick just one number to show you what was going on, this would be it. In the second quarter of the fiscal year, India's economy just exploded, growing by a truly mind-boggling 8.2%. But a number like that doesn't just happen, right? What's the real story behind it?
So that's really the big question we're tackling today. What were the engines actually powering all this change? And the answer isn't just one thing. It's a bunch of massive parallel transformations all hitting at the same time.
We're going to break this down into 5 key areas. We'll look at the physical build-out of the nation, then its game-changing digital backbone, its incredible ambitions in space, the tough climate questions it's facing, and of course, the constant motion of its democracy.
Okay, first up, the sheer scale of the physical construction. I mean, in 2025, India was literally paving, bridging, and tunneling its way into a whole new era of getting around.
The numbers here, well, they really tell the story. Just look at the difference between 2014 and 2025. The national highway network grew by over 50,000 kilometers. But it's not just about length. The quality shot up too. The amount of 4-lane plus highways more than doubled. And in the cities, the metro rail network quadrupled. This wasn't just a patch-up job. It was a total overhaul.
And here's what that pace actually felt like. By 2025, they were building new national highways at a rate of 34 kilometers every single day. That's almost 3 times faster than a decade before. Just an absolutely staggering speed.
But, it wasn't just physical highways they were building. At the very same time, India was constructing these incredible invisible highways. In 2025, the country was basically betting its entire future on this really unique approach to digital transformation.
And the big idea behind all of it is this concept called digital public infrastructure, or DPI. Now, the easiest way to think about it is like a set of digital public utilities, things like shared systems for identity, for payments, for data, that absolutely anyone, from the government to the smallest startup, can just plug into and build on top.
And this is what that actually looked like. It all starts with Aadhaar, which is the foundational digital ID for more than 1 billion people. Then you have these layers built on top, like ONDC, an open network for e-commerce that was already in over 600 cities, and BharatNet, which was pushing fiber optic internet out to hundreds of thousands of villagers.
So, were people actually using this stuff? Oh yeah. This number right here, 562 million, that's how many people were using DigiLocker, a digital wallet for all your official documents, by the middle of 2025. It just goes to show how deeply this digital stuff was getting woven into the fabric of daily life.
All right, so we've covered the infrastructure on the ground, both the physical and the digital. Now let's look up, way up, because 2025 was also the year that India's ambitions in space really, truly hit escape velocity. The year was just packed. You had the steady drumbeat of major achievements. In January, the SpaceX mission successfully docked 2 satellites in orbit, which is a super critical skill you need to build a space station. Then you had a big joint satellite launch with NASA and a whole series of crucial tests for Gaganyaan, which is India's first mission to send humans into space, with a test flight planned for the end of the year.
And this wasn't all just about robots and machines either. The human element was becoming very real. As part of a mission with the US, an Indian astronaut, Shubhanshu Shukla, actually spent 18 days up on the International Space Station, putting a very tangible human face to the country's soaring aspirations. But all of this explosive growth, on the ground, online, and even up in space, it comes with a profound challenge. How in the world do you balance that kind of rapid development with the urgent realities of climate change? For India in 2025, this was the central puzzle.
And this chart really gets to the heart of the problem. Despite making huge progress with renewable energy, coal still powered 55% of the country in 2025. That incredible growth story we've been talking about was still heavily reliant on fossil fuels, and that's a massive challenge for decarbonization.
The climate scientist Veerapadran Ramanathan put it perfectly when he said this: air pollution anywhere is air pollution everywhere. The point is, the consequences aren't neatly contained. They affect everyone.
And to see just how tangled this web is, just consider this one fact. In major cities, up to 3/4 of the most dangerous kind of air pollution during the worst season came from farmers burning their crops in the regions around them. It's a practice tied directly to food security, which shows you just how deeply public health, farming, and the environment are all connected.
Which brings us to our final piece of the puzzle, the societal fabric itself. India's democracy in 2025 was, as it always is, incredibly vibrant, often contentious, and always in motion.
So, the political scene saw the ruling BJP and its coalition partners win some major victories in key state elections. But at the same time, the democratic process itself was being fiercely debated, with opposition parties raising serious concerns about voter list integrity. And right in the middle of all this, the country lost Jagdeep S. Chokar, a legendary advocate for electoral reform, which was a powerful reminder of the constant work it takes to keep a democracy healthy.
So when you step back and look at the whole picture of 2025, you see this year of incredible contrasts. It's a year where India was building these new highways of both asphalt and fiber optics at an absolutely breakneck speed, reaching for the stars, and at the exact same time, staring down the deep, complicated challenges that are born from that very same growth.
Which really leaves us with the essential question, looking forward. As this incredible acceleration continues, the central challenge is still there. How do you find that delicate and absolutely critical new balance between growth, governance, and sustainability for over 1.4 billion people? Thanks for joining me.